Hello and Happy New Year. Welcome to our Instagram Live. Today we're going to be talking with Dr. Donna Tran, a board certified dermatologist, a member of the AAD, and a member of our social media ambassador team. And we're going to be discussing New Year's resolutions and all the ways that you can get your healthiest skin and hair and nails in 2022 and beyond. So if you have any questions about starting a new skincare routine, some good habits you might want to start this year, or any bad habits you might want to stop, feel free to drop those in the comments. And I'm going to go ahead and get Dr. Tran to join us. Hi, Dr. Tran. How are you?
Hi, Lauren. How are you?
I'm great. Thank
Hi,
you.
Dr. Zuni.
Thank you so much for joining us this evening.
I'm excited to be here.
Great. To get us started, can you just give our followers a little bit of information about you in case they don't already know who you are?
Yes. So I'm Dr. Donna Tran. I'm a board certified dermatologist. I'm originally from Houston, Texas, and completed my medical degree at the University of North Texas. I then completed my medicine internship in Farmington Hills, Michigan, and subsequently moved to Orange County, California, where I completed my dermatology residency. Upon my final year, I served as chief resident, and then upon graduating, I stayed in Orange County and have been practicing in Newport Beach for the past 5.5 years. Time flies.
It does. Thank you so much for all of that. So just for anyone who's just joining us, Dr. Tran is joining us today to talk kind of about New Year's resolutions, things we can do in 2022 to get our healthiest skin, hair, and nails. So if you do have any questions throughout and want to drop it in the comments, we'll try to get to some of those at the end.
Hi, Pedro.
So just kind of to get started, do you personally have any resolutions for 2022 that you're working on?
I do. I think resolutions are always so fun. It's always one of those that it's a way that we can just reset the year. During the end of the year, the holidays, it's always like we're rushing to try to get all our gifts, everything in line. And then the new year starts, and it's this way to kind of reflect and bring the stuff that serve us, the things that don't serve us, maybe improve on and just grow. So I don't usually have like a key resolution, but I kind of think about it as years. Like my 2020 was a year of DoorDash, Uber Eats, not exercising, and just Netflix binging. And then 2021 was the other extreme of let's work out every day, let's eat kale salad, let's be super healthy. So this year, I'm hoping to find a little bit of balance because we know that diet always reflects on the skin too, but you want to live your life, you still want to socialize, and hopefully this year we're able to all kind of have that social connection in real life and just meet and grow to be happier in general, right?
I think that's a great resolution, definitely one that every one of us probably can relate to and can take to heart in 2022.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're at January 12th, so we're a couple weeks into the new year. But if someone is still kind of thinking about like something good they can start for their skin, hair, and nails in 2022, like what recommendations would you give?
Yeah, so that's a really good question, and I'm truly honored to be here. And I just want it to be fun and just tips to help improve and just give some sort of guidance in terms of what you want to do to better yourselves. My first tip mainly is really to be kind to yourself and not as judgmental. So I always want to preface everything that I think that with the pandemic and the rise of Zooms, virtual meetings, us staring at our screens like I'm doing right now,
Yes.
it's very tempting to be very judgmental and feel down about ourselves. So I've just seen an uptick of people being really harsh, and just know that the forward facing camera doesn't do anyone justice, and it's kind of like when you see the sunset or the fireworks. In the moment, it's gorgeous. You're taking all these photos, right? And when you look at the photos or the videos later, it's not the same as in real life. So just be kind to yourself. Know that pores are normal, sunspots are normal, wrinkles are normal, and it's all about just skin health, making you feel good and just age gracefully, because alternative is probably not good, right? So we're here, we survived, it's 2022, so happy New Year's, everyone. So that's my first step. Just be kind to yourself. If you have a magnifying mirror, maybe throw it away. No one looks at your skin that closely, okay? My next one is if you're just joining, we're just doing like healthy habits for the new year. But my second habit to start is I wouldn't be a dermatologist if I didn't say sun protection, right? So we know that it's UV radiation through our life that just accumulates and causes premature skin aging, hyperpigmentation, worsened scars, and skin cancer. So it's advised to always wear sunscreen SPF 30 and above every day. Make it a habit. As a kid, we were trained to, when we wake up, brush our teeth, right? So same thing, make it a habit to wear sunscreen every day. I think a lot of patients are good about it when they're on vacation or they're going to the beach, they'll wear sunscreen. But what about the days every other day when you're walking your dog, right? Or now we're trying to get some fresh air, social distancing, things like that. Protect your skin. As I'm sitting right now, I'm against a lot of windows. So you still can get UVA radiation going through the windows, which causes premature skin aging. So it's something that we can improve on. For those that already wear sunscreen, kudos to you. Maybe like for me, I want to get better about wearing sunscreen on my neck and chest, right? So even when I'm hiking, like I'm good about here. I even have like a sun visor, no shame there, to just really even add the extra protection. But I probably can get better at putting sunscreen on my neck and chest, my hands, because all of those will over time age and can also cause skin cancer, or those are the common spots to get skin cancer as well. Okay. So my third one on the same lines is if you tan, stop. That any type of tan is evidence or it's pretty much evidence of DNA damage on your skin. So it may look good now, that brown olive skin tone, but later 10 years from now, that's when you're going to start seeing all the sunspots, wrinkles, and skin cancer. So there are way, way better alternatives, whether it's like the self tanners, and there's so many good ones now that don't give you that orangey look. So I think a lot of people will say, wait, hey, I need vitamin D. So they'll wear a little bit of sunscreen and then they'll lay out, right? They'll lay out and then they'll flip so that they're even color on the other side. And I'm like, no, you don't need to risk yourself of, this pigmentation scarring by laying out. If anything, if you are low in vitamin D, then you can just get supplements and that's a lot safer for you. If that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Okay, so my next one in terms of healthy habits is to avoid smoking. And I know it's easier said than done. And kudos to all the people who smoked and then stopped. So we know that smoking is not good for your overall health and it's not good for your skin in general. That is the one that will help make you look a lot older than you actually are. And it also slows down wound healing. So in Newport Beach, I practice, I kind of treat a lot of skin cancer. So anytime someone's smoking, I'm like, hey, this is going to take a while to heal. If we want to do better, let's try to decrease the cigarette smoking, maybe by 1 or 2 cigarettes, right? You want to kind of do it steady because it's all about a journey. And if we can have better days than bad days, then that's great. So same as me, in 2020, I was doing Wingstop. Don't tell my trainer, like every day. So my goal was, hey, let me, instead of doing it every day, let me try to do 2 times a week and then slowly decrease. So same thing goes with any habits that serve you and the ones that don't serve you. Just kind of reach the balance and maybe just stop the cigarette smoking, do 2 or 3 less, and then slowly try to see if you can wean yourself off, okay? And then my next one, if you're just joining me, we talked about healthy habits. We said be kind to yourself, wear your sunscreen, extend that sunscreen to your neck and chest. Make sure that you're applying it every day, regardless of the seasons changing, regardless if you're indoors a lot. Just make it a habit so you just don't forget. Then we talked about trying to avoid tanning and using something an alternative, whether you want to use a self tanner. And don't worry if you did it before. I did it too because I want it to look good, look skinny, right? It's fine. You live and you learn, right? So it's all about growth. And then next one is really, I can't talk about healthy skin without talking about your overall lifestyle. That is the main key thing. Like, so give yourself grace with this whole pandemic and everything. See what brings you joy. And I've been reading a lot of books on it to try to just reflect and get back to like minusing all that noise that don't serve you and finding your why, the bigger scheme of things, and focusing on the problems that really do matter and getting rid of the next. Because it's easy for me to say, Lauren, don't stress. Everyone, don't stress.
Right.
The world, don't stress. It's so hard, right? And so I've been reading books, and you just have to find things that brings you joy. Okay. Then, of course, sleep is a big thing. You want to sleep at least 8 to 9 hours if possible. I love to sleep, so, but I probably should sleep less, but sleep is really good. You want to have your body to just reset and just recharge as well. Diet is very important. You know, there's a lot of studies that are going on in terms of diet. We want like low sugar, low glycemic diet. And so it's just really a balance. And like I said, you can start small, and it's all these small steps that really become a big change. So for me, it's like introducing, because I wasn't really a vegetable person, and it's finding something that I like, whether it was, now it's like Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, and it was just a little bit. And I was trying to do, hey, let me at least do 2 meals that were good, and then you build on it. So same thing with diet, sleep, exercise is the main thing. If you follow me, you know I'm really into exercising. And honestly, you just want to find something that you love. Everyone's different. Like some exercises, I'm just like, nope, not doing it. And some I just love, like hiking with my friends. That's a form of just getting out there and doing stuff. That makes sense.
That's great.
So let's get to the nitty gritty of skin, which is why you are here, right? So if this is the year that you want to start on your skincare routine and just glow up and look good and feel good, where you're having to check yourself out in the mirror, then let's do it. Okay. So in terms of skincare routines, like the main thing that I just encourage everyone is take it easy, keep it simple. It doesn't need to be a 10 plus skin routine where you're researching, you're finding a blogger doing this, or you're going to a facility that has all the skincare and you're buying everything. That's not it. It's really your lifestyle, and then starting small, wearing your sun protection, and then let's kind of level up. Okay. So with everyone's skin, you always need at least 3 products. So declutter everything and start with 3 products. It's always going to be a cleanser, a moisturizer, and sunscreen. Everyone regard. So pretty much you always want to cleanse your skin, and it just really depends on your skin. Some people will cleanse twice a day. I always recommend 1 or 2 times. And if you're going to choose, then let's start building a habit that you cleanse your skin at night, because throughout the day we are getting environmental stressors that get on our skin, bacteria, dirt, we're just touching our skin, right?
Mhm.
So you want to just cleanse your skin at night, then you want to moisturize. So after cleansing, you just want to moisturize, and then because any dry or dull skin is actually going to show more irritation and wrinkles a lot faster. So those are the 3 products that I really recommend for everyone, and there's a product for everyone's skin type. So just because like I have a sister, mom, dad, we all have different products, we all have different skin types, so you want to find something that works for your skin. So it's not like I have something and I'm like, hey, Lauren, you need this, right? So your skin is different from mine, but the baseline is always a cleanser, moisturizer, and sunscreen. And we can go through a whole spiel of this. If you already have that down, great. Then it's just treating your concern. Is it anti-aging? Do you want to age gracefully? So maybe you want to add a retinoid. Is it hyperpigmentation, sun freckles, or dark spots that we're getting over time, right, as the years have passed? Maybe then it's adding a vitamin C serum or an antioxidant. Or maybe it's adding a gentle chemical exfoliant that we're doing about 1 or 2 times a week. So it's just really targeting and choosing and being very intentional about what we put on our skin. The main thing with all of these is that it takes time to work. So did you know that it takes about 30 days for your skin cells to renew? And as we get older, that process slows down even more. So there's no such thing as a miracle cream, right? So it takes
We
time for
wish,
it to
right?
work. So it's all about slow and steady. And if you're my patient, you probably hear me always say this. It's like I go to the gym. It's not like I can get a six pack with the first workout. No, I have to work at it, and I'm still working at it today. And even if or when I do achieve that six pack, it's something that you want to continuously do. Maybe this year you've been doing all that. Your skincare game is like on point. You've been doing the retinoid, the vitamin C, and you're saying, hey, I still want something more, right? So that's when it's maybe a good time to see a dermatologist, because there are a lot of cosmetic procedures that are safe that just does the work even better in terms of boosting collagen or getting rid of pigmentation. Okay.
Yeah, and that's a great reminder that if you have questions, if you're overwhelmed by the number of options, your dermatologist can help you really like pare down what's going to work best for you because everybody is so different.
Right. And full disclosure, I started this, I didn't know any better. And I was tanning, things like that, not until I started learning about dermatology and I was in dermatology residency. And even then, I have a good skincare regimen, but sometimes now and then I do come in for procedures too, so that I can just look and feel good and just kind of help reverse any of the sun that still occurs, even though I'm really good at the sun protection. Okay, so thank you for having me here. This is another goal of mine. This is out of my comfort zone, but I'm so happy that everyone's here and wanting to look good, feel good, and just learn really healthy habits for the new year.
Yeah.
So my next one is kind of in the same line. So in terms of just if you're just starting, make sure that you always cleanse your skin at night and remove makeup at night. So a lot of times it's so easy that at the end of the day, we are tired and we just want to, for me, watch TV, read a book, and then crash, right? But it's so important to cleanse. If you wear makeup, sunscreen, things like that, sometimes I find it easier to use like a gentle, like micellar water on a cotton pad as my first pass, and then a gentle cleanser afterwards to really just clean the skin. Um, a little trick like my mom does is that once she gets home from work, she already cleanses her skin so that by the time it's bedtime and she's so tired, she doesn't forget. The only caveat is if your friends text or call you later to hang out, then you got to choose, do I like this friend or not? But that's like a really good one to do. It's a habit, kind of like brushing your teeth. You always want to brush your teeth at night. You always want to floss. And when you see a dentist and they'll ask you, hey, did you floss? Because they know your teeth is not going to lie, right? So same thing with your skin. You want to protect it. It's the largest organ of your body. So sun protection is key in the morning, and then at night, gently cleanse your skin. You don't need to overly scrub it, and then put a moisturizer on afterwards. That leads to my next one, which is difficult, but of course, I have to mention, which is do not pick at your skin. I know it's super, super tempting when there's something there that our hands naturally want to go to it and just pick at it. And at the same token, do not have your friends or family, do not let them pick at your skin either and want to pop things. A lot of times it looks amazing in the videos on TikTok, things like that, but it really does lead to infection, scarring, hyperpigmentation, and it makes that area stay there a lot longer. So I know sometimes it's difficult to do, but maybe this year we can try to do a little better. We can try not to pick at it. We can try to see what the root of it is. Is it acne that we're picking? Maybe we can try to prevent the acne from even forming, because if we can do that, then there's nothing to pick. So, and that point, like, you can always see a dermatologist if you need help to try to get to the root of it, because when you have clear skin, there's nothing there to pick. Okay. So that kind of just leads into my segue, which is the ninth point, which is maybe this is a year to see a dermatologist. If it's something that this is your goal to learn more about your skin and to help keep it healthy, maybe this is a year to see a dermatologist. Dermatologists are here to help you. There's a lot of times that but since starting social media during the pandemic, I've been getting a lot of DMs of people asking for personal advice. And the thing is, we need to evaluate you. We need to know your history. So it's doing a disservice. And just know that there are a lot of great board certified dermatologists out there. You can find at the AAD.org website, there's a great list of all the dermatologists in your area. And know that we treat skin of all ages. We're not here to judge you. We're here to help you learn more about your skin. And maybe it's choosing products that will help you, or maybe it's treating rashes, acne, or even if it's doing a full skin exam. A lot of times, patients will come in thinking that everything is fine, but we're here to examine and just educate. And if there's anything like a spot that could be skin cancer, it's all treatable when we catch it early. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of conclude in terms of just fun tips overall. So in terms of my house, like I have sunscreen everywhere. So that's the main thing that you can do, because if you can set up where you live with all the good stuff, it's makes it easy, right? It's
Yeah, that's
it's
a
like a
great tip.
no-fail situation, right? The other thing that I love that's really, really good for your skin, that's really awesome for all ages, is petrolatum jelly. Like, it is such a great emollient moisturizer for dry skin, for dry hands from all this hand washing that we're doing, for your nails, for your cuticles, for your dry lips, or when there's a wound and you actually don't need Neosporin or hydrogen peroxide. Like, petrolatum jelly is your best friend. I have it in my second floor, bottom floor, my car, everywhere. So those are the main things. The other things, if you can, just like fun tips, but especially since it's winter months, is avoid long hot showers. It always feels great in the moment, but it's very, very, very drying on your skin. So keep the shower short, keep it lukewarm. When you get out, pat dry, and immediately put your favorite moisturizer on so that it can lock in and seal in that moisture into your skin, because then your skin is just going to be healthy, it's going to be happy, and it's not going to be as irritated. So thank you so much for having me here.
Great. I have just a couple questions that I've seen or had people submit in. And one is regarding fitness. That's a big thing for the new year. I know you're really big at going to the gym. Any tips for people who are either starting a new fitness routine, just getting into going to the gym, or even people who regularly work out and go to the gym, just to make sure that they keep their skin looking and feeling its best? You don't want your skincare concerns to be the thing that like throw off your workout routine.
Exactly. So first of all, kudos to you for putting your health first and making it your goal to work out. Like, kudos, because it's the endorphins and it's just going to be overall good for your overall health as well as your skin. But I agree, how do we prevent the irritations that may occur with it? So the main thing that I see with my patients, and including myself, is that you do want to make sure that you remove makeup before you work out. Because if you think about it, it's kind of like even when we're wearing masks, it's just setting an environment where your skin can't breathe, and it's just setting it up where it's going to break out. So the main thing is just really removing makeup. The next thing I would always advise is that if you're working out outdoors, wear sunscreen, because you're still getting UV radiation. And so I don't want you to look good and then have all this discoloration, pigmentation, wrinkles, because it all goes together, right? So my trainer, Danny Vanafan, shout out to you, knows that if we're working outside, let's go find a shade. So that's the main thing. Another great tip really is that you really want to get out of your workout clothes right after and rinse right after. Sweat is the biggest irritant on the skin, and when we're going to the gym, the sweat can really aggravate our pores and lead to breakouts. Same with if you're wearing like tight fitting workout clothes. It looks great, but if you think about it, it's like that friction, it's rubbing on your pores, it's setting up an environment that your skin is not going to be happy. So a lot of times, like if you can't get to a shower right after, at least get like a wipe or at least rinse your face with water because sweat is water soluble and it's going to help. If you tend to break out on your back, then get out of it and see if you can rinse right away. And the most important thing is good job that you did that, but do not rewear those workout clothes the next day. So I would always advise remove your makeup, rinse if you can right after, like soon after. Get out of your workout clothes and mainly just if you're at the gym, the other little tips is always have sandals on if you're in the locker room or in the pool area. If you do have any cuts, keep it band-aid on so that it doesn't spread any infection.
Great. Those are really good tips. And that's definitely something everyone can keep in mind and
Yeah.
just really see overall health improve in the new year.
Yeah, but kudos. It's not easy, especially now with the winter. It's so cold waking up, but good job for putting your health first. It's just all these small steps that really does make big changes.
And now we talked a lot about skincare, but dermatologists are also the experts in hair and nail care. So, in addition to making any changes to a skincare routine, do you have any tips or tricks that you would offer to anyone who wants to have, better hair or better nails in the new year?
Yeah, so there's a couple of hair tricks. I think with hair, it's everyone's pride and joy, and it's like, how do we maintain it as time progresses? And with anything like the skin, same thing applies with your hair and nails. It's so individualistic. Like everyone's different. In terms of, I guess my most common questions are people are always wondering how often do we wash our hairs? How often do I need to do it? Sometimes I feel like it causes more dryness, and it really just depends on how much oil you produce and also genetics. But I will say that when you do wash your hair, you always want to keep the shampoo to your scalp. You don't need it for the hair strands. It's really just for the scalp, and you want to massage it in. And then everyone, you want to choose a conditioner that's specific for your hair, and the conditioners for the tips. So shampoos for the scalp, conditioners for the tips. The other thing that I didn't know growing up is that when you get out, you want to see, especially if you have long hair, don't dry it with a hair towel because that can lead to hair breakage. So if you can, just let it air dry as much as possible and kind of decrease the hairstyling techniques, whether it's curling your hair or straightening your hairs, because all that heat over time can damage your hair. That being said, life is a balance. We don't need you to go to the extremes like I do sometimes. So today I curled my hair and that's okay. I'll live with it. But for most days, then I'll kind of balance it out where mostly I'll air dry and not blow dry. If you do want to blow dry your hair because you just need to, then that's fine too. And usually I'll have the blow dryer on the lowest setting and I'll put it a little bit farther away from my hair so that it's not a lot of heat damage that goes to your hair. And then in terms of brushing your hair, this was something that I found really interesting that, I didn't do growing up is that when your hair is wet, it actually is vulnerable. So you really don't want to brush your hair when it's wet, especially if you have long straight hair. So just kind of wait until that it's drier and then you want to brush it. At the same token is don't sleep when your hair is wet. Okay. And then in terms of nails, I always get interested when my patients come in because I'm like, oh, what color do we have today? So the main thing is that if you do a gel manicure or dip powder, just make sure that you have some breaks in between it so that your nail has time to repair. Because a lot of times we're doing it and it looks great, and then you don't realize that over time it's starting to get discolored and things like that. So it's fine to do that, especially with the holidays where you can add in a little bling, a little color. That's amazing, but just make sure that you take a little bit of breaks. And then if you go to a nail salon, make sure that it's sanitized, that the people doing your nails are also cleansing and cleaning their nails. One last thing is when we're doing gel manicures, I think somebody had asked me, do we need to wear sunscreen? And I would recommend it. So just wear sunscreen. A dermatologist colleague of mine actually has like gloves that she uses before they go into that radiation. And then the other biggest thing is if you can, don't bite your nails. I know it's hard, but don't bite it. It's not good for your nails at all. There are some tips in terms of how to try to do it, but there's like some bitter nail polish that you can use, but try not to make it a goal. Maybe try to make it where there's more days that you're not biting your nails and then slowly wean off of it.
Great. Those are great tips. I know I personally want to get better, healthier hair, so I'm going to take a lot of those into 2022
You
with
got good
me.
hair.
Oh, thank you. And so, um, thank you so much for joining us. It has been a great discussion. I feel like I've learned so much. I know all of everybody who's joined us has a lot of good information to take with them and to really make this the year of healthy skin. But before we wrap up, do you have any just like final last advice for everybody watching to get their healthiest skin, hair, and
Yeah.
nails in 2022?
So thank you for having me here. It's been a lot of fun. And thank you everyone for being here and joining us. That means that you want to learn about your skin, you want to glow up, you want to feel good. So I just want to wish everyone a happy New Year's. Start slow, be consistent, give yourself some grace. You are gorgeous, okay? Just if anything, just remember your sunscreen every single day. Remember to cleanse your skin before you get to bed. Try not to pick and just live like a joyful, happy life. Do things that make you feel good. Be around people that make you feel good. And if you have any questions, dermatologists are here to help you. So don't be afraid. See a dermatologist. We are here. Tell us your concerns. Tell us things that hasn't worked. Go to the follow-up appointments because we just want to help.
That's great. Can you just let everybody know like where they can follow you if they want to continue to see more information from you for the rest of the year?
Yes. So my Instagram is Dr. spelled Dr. Donna Tran, Donnatran. And I'm just so happy to be here and to provide evidence-based medicine because I know there's so much information available on the internet and I know it's a lot, right? So I just want to give you information that is going to be evidence-based, that has shown to be proven effective. And so thank you so much for letting me come.
Great. And also, if anybody, if you want to follow the American Academy of Dermatology, we're at AAD Skin One, and we're going to be sharing more tips and tricks throughout all of January to make sure that this is a year of healthy skin. But
Yes.
thank you again so much for joining us. This has been a great discussion.
Thank you so much. Happy New Year's, everyone. Thank you, Lauren, for having me. It's been an honor. I remember joining the American Academy of Dermatology and just being in awe. So it's an awe moment for me right now, too. But Happy New Year's, everyone.
Thank you so much. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Thank you, Pedro.